What are 5 aspects of exercise that I include in my weekly workout routines to support my own bone health? Of course, you will consult your own healthcare professionals for your own individual situation. For myself, as a midlife, over 50 exerciser, I want to take care of my overall health, and part of that is bone health. And the first concept to think about is that our bones are dynamic, like all the other organs in our body, and the cells are constantly building new bone and breaking down old bone. Our body responds to what we tell it we need to do. So if I am putting a positive stress on a muscle, that will tell my body that muscle needs to build and be a little bit stronger than it would if I never did that. And it's similar, this is very simplified, but similar to the bones, the cells in our bones are responding to the activities that we do throughout the day and throughout the week. Number 1, the first aspect of exercise I ensure I'm including is some light impact, maybe stomping exercises. And what do I mean by light impact? Well, I'm doing it right now, marching on the spot, going for a walk, going for a hike, running. A lot of the workouts that I do here on my channel, where we're marching on the spot and we're stomping our feet side to side. This is one that I love to do. If you've joined me for some workouts, maybe you've done this one before, where we come into a little bit of a crouch and then we're tapping the foot out and in, or we're tapping the foot forward and back. You could be at the bottom stair if you have stairs in your home and do a step up, step down, step up, step down. Stomping your foot in all directions, heel lifts, lifting and lowering heels. All of these things are putting that light impact, that stomping movement that is great for our bone health. The second aspect of exercise that I incorporate, I try to incorporate it into most of my workouts, but definitely twice a week for sure, is balance exercises. Studies show that if we challenge our balance, incorporating those balance exercises is going to improve our balance, reduce risk of falls. When we feel more confident with our balance, we're more likely to do those exercises that have a balance component to them. We can, go to the beach and walk on a log and feel comfortable doing anything that has a bit of a challenge to our balance. And a really big thing is that it's going to reduce our risk of falls. So of course, as we're getting older, even if you don't feel like, well, I'm not really thinking about that or worried about that right now, or maybe you are, we know that as people get older, one of the reasons that people end up being hospitalized is from having a fall. And sometimes these falls happen just in our home, in the bathrooms, things like that. So really important to incorporate those balance exercises. We can start by bringing feet close together, bringing feet in line with each other. We're reducing our base of support. You could have arms out to a T. Of course, you can put your weight onto one foot and stand on one foot as a balance exercise. There's so many things that we can do to challenge our balance. Of course, having one hand on a support while we're maybe standing on one foot, and then you can lift and lower your hand. But thinking about incorporating those balance exercises. The third aspect of fitness and exercise is resistance. So there's a number of ways we can add resistance. Resistance against gravity. So every time we are lowering and lifting, whether it's in standing, whether it's on a mat, lifting our leg, lifting our arms, we are working against gravity. And this is really beneficial for our bodies, for functionally, for our muscles, for our bones. A squat is a great example of resistance against gravity. We move our hips back, we come down low, and then we push up against gravity. So there's so many exercises that we do. And when we are walking, marching on the spot, all of these things, we're keeping our body upright against gravity. And then if we want to add more resistance, we can. Dumbbells. I like using some light dumbbells to add on to some of those moves, maybe compound exercises. And I also often will pull out my resistance bands. I have this looped set, and we can do exercises again against gravity with the looped bands. The fourth aspect of fitness that I include thinking about bone health is flexibility. And for the purpose of this discussion, I want to really think about opening the front of the body. So hip flexors across the chest, opening the arms. And a lot of my cool downs of my workouts will just be putting our palms on our lower back and opening across the chest and pulling the elbows back, standing nice and tall. And the reason we want to think about the flexibility of stretching the front of the body in particular is if we start to have a rounded posture, it's putting a lot of stress on the front of the vertebrae of our spine, which is, if there is any bone density issues, that can cause a lot of complications, having that forward pressure from rounded posture. So we really want to think about opening up. Sometimes we'll put the back of one hand onto the lower back, bring the shoulder back, those kind of opening up positions. And of course, we also want to stretch all of the muscles of the whole body in our cool down sessions, which brings me to number 5 of the aspects of fitness that I consider when I'm thinking about bone health. And if you've done some workouts with me, you'll always see that warm up and cool down are always part of my workout routines. So we always start by doing some kind of warm up moves. You know, we might do some high knees, hamstring curls. We want to gradually allow our body to warm up. And if we're doing something like a hike or a walk, you might start just a little bit slower. You might not start immediately on a hill, but as you feel warmed up, you could pick up your pace, you could take on that hill. So warming your body up means that you're allowing your heart rate, your breathing rate, your muscles, your joints, everything to get ready for the rest of the workout. And that's going to mean you're going to have a more successful workout. You're going to keep coming back to it. And this is about overall fitness, but bone health is part of that. So the cool down at the end, again, that's a great time to work on that opening the front of the body. So warm-ups and cool downs are the 5th aspect of fitness that should be included. Thanks for listening in. As I said, we all are individuals, so listen to your healthcare providers, your doctors, and we're doing this together. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in a workout.